At a time when the government is talking about the threat of terror attacks against Canadians, and Canadian forces are bombing Iraq as part of the war against ISIS, CBC News has learned that the government is choosing not to spend its own allotted security budget to protect overseas diplomats. Instead, the savings are being used to pay down the deficit in an attempt to bring Canada's budget back to surplus before the next election. The CBC's ROSEMARY BARTON has the details on all this. Rosie.
Peter, the shooting here in Ottawa last month highlighted the security lapses here at home, but it also got people concerned about the security of Canadians working abroad. Within days of the Ottawa shooting, Foreign Affairs Minister John Baird met with his staff here at his department. CBC News has learned that Baird asked for an expedited list of security priorities at Canadian foreign missions around the world. But over the past 3 years, the government has not spent all the money it has labeled for strengthening security at missions abroad. Public accounts numbers released last week show that the government has in fact consistently underspent by as much as 60%. This year, spending just $69 million of an allocated budget of $129. The government's own numbers show unspent money has repeatedly been used in other departments as a way to pay down the federal deficit.
I do hope that this striving for a balanced budget is not endangering the security of our people working abroad.
This is money on top of the overall operating budgets for missions, capital spending meant to beef up security infrastructure in and around embassies and high commissions. As the former head of Canada's Special Forces, Steve Day, says it's often difficult to make decisions on how money should be spent from far away, but
we have not correctly prioritized the threats and hazards and risks and then taken that finite amount of resources the government of Canada has and allocated it to the priority areas.
And yet the threats are very real. Most recently, an ISIS recording directly threatened Canadians and other countries as part of the U.S.-led coalition against the extremist group. Canada has acted proactively, shutting down its embassy in Tehran in 2012 after an attack on the British embassy. Other missions have also been closed on and off because of local threats, including this one in Tripoli that Baird visited back in 2011. Libya was also the site of a deadly attack on the American embassy in Benghazi in 2012 that left 4 dead. Canada's mission in that country is now closed again. Former Ambassador Jeremy Kinsman says in light of all of this, it is clear all the money available should be spent.
I think that this has really become urgent fairly recently. I don't want to criticize them, but it does seem as if it's a management issue and that they should not be lapsing money that's been authorized because a convincing case has been made that it's needed.
In a statement tonight, a spokesperson for the Department of Foreign Affairs says that we take safety and security of missions abroad very seriously and continuously review risk. As for that unspent money, all $144 million worth, the department says that it is broadly meant for long-term projects, which the department says it continues to explore. Peter.
Rosemary Barton in Ottawa tonight. Thanks, Rosie.